Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Look, Wrestling 101, classes in session. Pay attention to the teachings, that's from Andrew and Derek. I mean, these guys making a killing with no competition. Dynamic duo better than the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Everybody make some noise, mess with them, you get destroyed. They cannot be beat, take a seat. Watch them do they thing on the MIC. Face defeat, they cannot be seen like JC. Oh my goodness, it's a killing spree.
This is Razor of WOW, Women of Wrestling, and you're listening to Wrestling IQ 101.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling IQ 101. I'm Andrew alongside Derek. And you can follow Wrestling IQ 101 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. You can listen to us right here on YouTube or listen to us on the B Plus Player Network across all platforms or type in Wrestling IQ 101 on iTunes and you'll see our own banner. And today we're joined by Billy Fetzke and Charlie Delutri. How's it going, man?
Hey, Andrew, how are you? It's Delutri, my friend.
Delutri, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's close. Everyone gets it wrong.
Mr. Andrew, Derek, how are you? It's a pleasure to be back.
Always good to have you back.
Time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I apologize, Eric, not saying hi to you. I apologize.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Well, we're feeling festive. It's the holiday season. It's the season of giving. And Charlie, you and Billy are going to be giving the fans what they want on January 11th in Barnegat, New Jersey from the Barnegat American Legion 232. Right there on 494 North Main Street. And you are presenting Titan Championship Wrestling, the first show, a whole new start, a whole new beginning. Let's start with Charlie. How excited are you about this?
Bringing real kind of pro wrestling to the Barnegat American Legion is something that is, sought upon for, in my time dealing with professional wrestling. You have to look at the card to see what we're doing and seeing that, wow, this is stuff we've never seen before. It's a total different concept. We're trying to push newer talent and unbelievable talented talent as well in anything that we do lately. So you can see, honestly, that by looking at the card itself of what we're planning to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely excited for this. I know fans, they should be excited for this if they aren't. For Billy, I'll ask you, kind of one of the things that people will say, like, how is this going to be different? You know what I mean? What are you guys going to give to us that's going to be, different and more exciting?
See, there's no, for me and Charlie, there's no restrictions. You understand? So therefore, whatever we could do to enhance that fan experience, and obviously without the fans, we're nothing, and whatever we could do to enhance that, whatever we could do to enhance the production of it. In fact, not too long ago, me and Charlie were looking at different styles and stuff of stages and stuff like that. I mean, what we could do as it builds, to bring that, and like he said, new faces and quality pro wrestling, real pro wrestling. If you noticed about the card, it's 8 singles matches, 1 tag team. There's no gimmicks involved. Yeah. It's straight up quality wrestling.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'll tell you one thing that I noticed right off the bat when I saw you, you started with this whole venture. The flyers, like, amazing. The flyers, they look just great. I loved every flyer and all of them. I was just like, this looks good, man. It really is crisp, nice designs. It's beautiful, man.
That's all Charlie, brother. That's all Charlie.
I appreciate that. Believe it or not, I sit in front of the computer almost a couple hours every day when I'm coming home from work. I sit here and the first thing I think to my head is okay, we're showing things in Monsoon. How can we design the flyer? And then it just pops my head. You know what? It's never really much about the backgrounds or the effects. It's all about the talent. Mm-hmm. So as you see the big front line right there, you got the franchise, Shane Douglas. You got the New Jersey legend, Steve Monster Mack. You got Casey Navarro, Anthony Bennett, and Jay George. These 5 minutes. It's wow. This looks like a different experience. We don't usually see this kind of experience anywhere you go to a pro wrestling event. Anywhere. Not putting down anybody's product, of course. Everyone does their things their own separate ways. But looking at this and going, it is something different just by the aspect.
there's a lot of investment, a lot of planning going into a first show. I mean, and especially when you gotta like start from scratch again, right? I mean, you already had some time promoting and putting these shows together previously, but now, right? This is up to you guys, right? This is all in your hands. This is your ideas and putting forward your vision. I mean, how do you just pick up the pieces and just be like, hey, I'm gonna start anew?
There really wasn't pieces to pick up. I mean, there was just several conversations after the Totowa date between me and Charlie, and it's ultimately I had a choice. Charlie had a choice. Hang it up. Charlie could, go any other company and do sounds, and he's got the nice set. Anybody would be lucky to have him, Mm-hmm. I had a choice. Sell everything. I'll be done with the business, or give it a shot on my own and see where it goes. Charlie and I talked. We spoke, like I said, several nights, and we just decided, you know what? Let's go with it. His ideas, my ideas, let's go with it. And so far, I'm going to be honest with you, since the day that I did the paperwork for the incorporation, or the LLC, it's been a pleasure. There's been no pieces to pick up. We know what we went through. We know where we were at. Now it's time to make it that much more better.
Yeah, definitely. And for you, Charlie, kind of like the same question, like how has it been, like, because you're kind of taking on more of a role than, your previous role. And just how is it easing into that and, just managing how you are now?
When I got the option to start doing some booking, I've had a lot of booking ideas in the past, but it wasn't my place to say anything. So I kind of kept it. And then when me and Billy sit down, we he's on the phone on one end, I'm on the other. We have pens and paper in front of us and thinking, we're going to try to book our first show. What are we going to do? We have guys A, B, and C. What can we do with them? So we're sitting there thinking and going, this is something I've never done before. And it came all of a sudden natural. You know what I mean? I've been in the pro wrestling business for the last 6 years, over 6 years. Mm-hmm. So I've been basically staying in the back, working sound, working light. I was never involved with booking. I stood out of that. So when I got the opportunity to start booking with Billy, we sat down and said, what do we want to do? And honest to God, it was the first thing I told Billy is, oh, no, I've never asked that question before. What do we want to do? So it's like, our first decision is we had, of course, the franchise Shane Douglas. So what do we do with Shane Douglas? Do we want to give him somebody just to feed him, or do we want to do something? We says, well, we were sitting down running through guys' names and going, you know what? How about Steve Mack? Steve Mack, I threw the idea to Billy about Steve Mack. So Steve Mack, here's a New Jersey wrestling icon. Here's a guy who's been all over between JPW, CZW, UW. Anywhere he's been to, he's touched, he's gold. But as far as I can remember, he's never had that chance to touch that name, to touch that guy in front of the crowd. And now we have the opportunity to do it and say, here, Steve, we're giving you Shane Douglas. When we first dropped that, it was just a big fan reaction because we didn't expect the reaction we got. We thought, it's another wrestling show. But honestly, when we did that, it's like the idea started to flow. What can we do now? Like we became creative again. You know what I mean? Like not just putting guy A with guy B and just okay, guys, go do a 10-minute match and impress us, and then let us know when it's over. You know what I mean?
He's right.
Yeah, anybody else, I'd be like, wow, Shane Douglas, this is a kick in the. This might be a walk in the park, but Steve Mack is going to bring the fight to him. And I can't wait to see what he does for sure.
Well, Shane, we chose to stay with Shane because we honored that commitment.
Yeah.
And that was a commitment thing, if you recall from last year, that this particular building and Shane Douglas was already pre-booked. So we honored that commitment to run that building. Hey, that building was just half mine as it was his. So, listen, you're gone, I'm taking it. And that's what I did. And I took the Barnegat building, and we're going to run the Barnegat building, and then Shane Douglas, and I called Eric. We'll honor the commitment, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
I really am. I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I'm glad you are too, because we're going to see one hell of a matchup
Oh,
right
absolutely.
there. I mean, Steve Monster Mac and Shane Douglas. I mean, you talk about hard hitting for sure. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's going to be one match that, if you're listening, you don't want to miss. I mean, you
Yeah.
definitely want to be there for sure. You know, it's pretty interesting knowing that, you know, you throw out an idea and it's sticking. Billy, was there problems before getting matches that you wanted on the card or ideas that you had?
Yeah, a lot of problems. You know, when one person's controlling, legit controlling, it becomes an issue, you know, and then he wanted certain wrestlers on there, whether they were his friends or not, or, you know, in his business, brothers, you know, and he wanted to stick with certain thing, and naturally I wanted to go a different way in creative and booking. I mean, if you started to see, going back from last year, you know, the newer faces coming in, the JD Alphas, Jay Akira's, Merck, Michael D'Amato, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You started to see these guys come in. You know, a guy I respect very much, Eric Corvus, he came back, which was great. So there's so many different guys that came in that wanted to help. Johnny Yeager, I can't forget about him. Let me tell you something. That guy right there is aces all day. You want to talk about love.
Johnny Yeager is one of the nicest guys we've ever. He
Unbelievable.
may be a real, you know, jerk in front of everybody, but you know who else isn't? But besides the point, he's one of the most honorable guys we ever had the pleasure working with.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Michael D'Amato's too. You know, Merck. I mean, every one of these guys that I'm mentioning, they all in that same category. And it was one of those things where I just didn't want to use them once and then goodbye, twice and then goodbye, and then that's where the A2F thing came into play, which I was trying to do. I guess what me and Charlie are doing now, but it didn't work. Like it really didn't.
Yeah.
Because I was still under that same BS banner. You understand?
Yeah.
And so there would have been that creativity and bringing in those new faces and everything. It was just starting to transition to what it was anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. So.
Yeah. No, definitely. You know, one thing, you know, and I'm pretty sure you guys probably looked at it the same way. When it comes to, like, you know, creating a culture in the locker room, that match, like Shane Douglas and Monster Mac, like, I know Monster Mac is a great guy to have in your locker room. That creates a great culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well respected.
Yeah.
So that's like that. You couldn't have started off your debut show with a better guy in your locker room for sure. Monster Mac is a great guy, and he helped us get to far places. So hopefully that can rub off on you guys, and you guys keep going for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Monster Mac is aces, man. Aces. We've, you know, give a little tidbit about Monster Mac. We were, I don't know if you remember when we did that Saraville EMS show.
Yeah.
So the last two people to leave that building was me and Monster. And we sat there and we just talked. You know, he wanted to pick my brain on things, and I picked his brain on things, and more me picking his brain, you know. And it was like, man, this guy's like super intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And it's just humble guy, man, great guy
For sure.
Yeah, we even told him to his face, we're like, hey, there's 4 people on that Mount Rushmore here in the local scene, and that's him, of course, you know, Dan Moff, Matt Tremont, and Magic, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have any of those 4 guys on your show, you're not running a legit company, and you got one of them for sure, and Steve Mack, you know, he's up there on that Mount Rushmore, in my opinion.
Right.
So
I would take all 4 of them at any time.
Easily.
They're all great people.
you know, and it's amazing how each one of them have done something different, but somehow made wherever they are better. That's, you know, one thing they have in common. And whether it's JP, CCW, GCW, anywhere Magic has touched, I mean, so many different places. Let me ask you this, right? You guys, you know, you're picking up and you're starting this new company here. What kind of divisions do you want to have? You want to who can we see in the heavyweight division? Who can we see in the tag team division or women's division? You know, who are we looking at here? Other than some of the people we see on this card, are you looking at other talent, or
absolutely,
or is this the main roster?
Oh no, sir.
No, we're not done yet. These are just the beginning phases of what we're doing.
Wait till you see
Toto. Every child when they're first born, they have to learn to crawl before they walk. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, we don't want to, you know, give us the whole 5-star thing right away. No, we need to build and learn and progress people. What do they like and what they don't like? You know, because we don't want to give them what they don't like, because then what's the point of doing it? So heavyweight division, what do you think, Billy? Like guys like Steve Mack, definitely.
Of course.
Okay, you got guys like Elijah Baratz, who will be coming with us soon. If you ever find, look him up. He's actually a really big built dude.
Adam Chandler,
got-
we love to bring back and keep
Yeah.
Adam Chandler. He's a
Yeah.
great,
Adam
great
Chandler's good.
guy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, to actually sit there and go over this, we would be here for 100 hours.
only a
trying to figure it
3-hour
out.
show at least.
I mean, the divisions that we are going to create, heavyweight, the women's division, we are going to stay with that. Tag team, the cruiserweight. We kind of want to do like a mid card thing belt, like more like an intercontinental championship type thing,
Sure.
and stay with that,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like we're not going that hardcore direction. We're not going into that direction at all. We love the family entertainment aspect of it, so we're focusing on that rather than out of our realm.
Got you. Vincenzo, sorry, man. No hardcore.
Nah, listen, I got nothing. To be honest with you, I've got nothing but respect for Vincenzo.
Yeah.
I have nothing but love for Vincenzo. There's no heat whatsoever. I'm sure that Vinny's just taking a break
Yeah.
from everything that went on. I think that's what Vinny's doing, and believe me, tell you something, I'm excited to see him and Swanson.
Yeah.
At on January 3rd,
Sure.
Yes,
Pro Wrestling
definitely.
After Dark standalone.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that show either. That's Don't Cross the Boss, bro. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
Tessa Blanchard.
I know, unbelievable, right?
Wow. That's awesome. Who are some of the legends that you want to bring in? If you had to bring in, you can now bring whoever you want.
Anything
right?
we want. Yeah.
Who are some of the legends that you're eyeing up? I mean, you don't have to give us, who's your fantasy book guy that you want to bring in?
I'm still enjoying. Huh?
Sorry?
He said me.
Oh, me?
Yeah, we're gonna bring out Charlie. Hey, Charlie, I'll bring back chicken. Me personally, I'd love to book some guys like Steamboat.
That'd be nice.
I got utmost respect. Mick Foley, utmost respect. So the list goes on. We were just talking about it while we were on our way here. I'd love to bring in DiBiase, and I know there are still older guys but they're older generation wrestling that we've never got to book in yet.
Gotcha.
And that's something, we look forward to.
Yeah, plus there's still a market for that. I mean, you can look at other promotions that bring in $1 Million Man or bring in Steamboat or Mick Foley, and they come out and they just say hello to the fans, greet the fans, give them kind of like a hype man, right?
Yeah.
So they still have some value.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see the legends come
Like
out.
really, I'm excited for that 80s con in Freehold. I'm excited.
Yes, it'll be-
I
it's
can't
gonna
wait.
be great.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So for you guys, let's talk about the work that it takes, like, to just create a company. Like, for people out there, it's just like, hey, you know what? I want to go create a wrestling company too. What did you do? I know it's not easy.
My guest.
But you know
Don't do
what?
it.
He said, don't do
No.
it.
I'm reverse. Be my guest, because it's either you're gonna make it or it's gonna burn your ass, and I'm being dead honest with you. It's not easy. I mean,
That's the honest guy's truth. That is the honest guy's truth.
It's not.
It's not easy at all. To always try to gain everyone's appreciation, but at the same time, when you enjoy doing it, and it's just a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like breathing air for the first time. But for people who want to try to get into it, you have to think, how am I going to do this? How am I going to be different? How am I going to be the same? It's a lot of thinking concepts to do before you even step foot writing on a piece of paper. Who do you even want to book?
and let me tell you something. We have a heck of a team.
Yeah.
So that's why, if you looked at my Facebook, it doesn't say owner or sole owner or whatever. It just says teammate.
Teammate, yeah, I saw that.
I know for a fact I can't do this alone. Charlie can't do this alone.
No way.
We've got a team, and one hell of a team to gonna make this fan experience and this production that much more better. Everybody has a key piece in this, and I'm excited to see how it will become. And that's, but yeah, if to open up a company, you got your See, we did it right. I opened up the actual LLC. I did the federal tax ID number. I'm applying for the entertainment license for the state of New Jersey. You know, I've got an insurance company. We've got our buildings. They're contracted. You know, I already own the ring.
Yeah.
So that's half the battle. You know, and as we build and as we get bigger and, you know, the turnbuckle pads and the skirts and the production value and all that. So there's a lot of money that got to go in it. Don't factor in your advertising, your sponsorships as well, you know, and then obviously your business relationships, and then the biggest thing is the relationships with the guys and gals.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something, you don't have a business relationship with them, you're nobody.
Yeah,
You know,
nobody.
without the fans, you're nobody. Without the guys that are gonna respect your ring and respect the platform that you're giving them, vice versa. They don't have to come in to work for you. You understand? And without that, you're still a nobody.
Yeah.
So it's all the key pieces and all the key elements in order to make this work, and it's not easy.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew. You can't start that company.
No.
No, listen. I mean, you can pay a guy top dollar, but if you're lying to him and you're BSing him, guess what? Your word don't mean nothing.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
that's true. Yeah.
You know, how are you going to keep from doing that kind of stuff? You know, rebrand your image, not yours specifically, but you know, you took out the X Factor, right? And that was causing so much problems for you. You know, how do you instill in people that this is not going to happen this time around?
So the one thing I know, again, I've been told, it's not that I know, I've been told by a tremendous amount of people that I myself had a good name, a good reputation. I myself, whether you didn't like my answer or you did like my answer, you still, when you asked me, I gave you my honest opinion. I gave you the honest truth. If you didn't like it, sorry, but you asked. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't think my image per se was damaged, right? I mean, I know the internet BS, you know, the stuff with me and Chad. I mean, that really didn't damage him. It didn't damage me. It was more, you know, me protecting the company and Chad protecting his. And we all know that X factor that was in the middle of it, and that was the cause of the problems. So, you know, I don't think I was tarnished in any way. And I think the people that do know me, if I'm going to tell them something, they know it's legit. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry. And Charlie, again, same with Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie was always straightforward with things too, you know.
Yeah, like I said, there were times where I sat down and says, you know, why, you know, the X Factor's gone. Okay, then we get the calls back saying, well, what's going on? Is this real? Is this legit? Blah, 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 blah. And then instead of us picking up the phone and talking to some of these people, we actually went to them and then to their faces, because it's hard to say to people, you know, over the phone or in the text message, like if you really BS them. But if you look them dead in the eyes and say, okay, this is what we're planning to do, this is what we're doing, even go as far as apologizing for some situations, then they know for a fact that it's a different ballgame. It's a different kind of aspect of what's going on. It's not the old thing.
Sure, you got to pull off that scab to let it grow again.
Oh my
right?
God, Andrew, Derek, over the past 2-3 weeks, man, the things that Charlie and I have learned, it'll be a long time before any type of scab is pulled off. I'm gonna be real honest, you know. But at least we have the ability to A, make things right, B, mend fences, C, do honest and productive business, and that's you know what I'm saying. You don't bullshit nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't, like you said, you don't go to a person and say, yeah, I'm going to promise you the world. When it came time to collect those promises, and I'm sorry, I'll catch you another time. It doesn't work like that, and they turn your back on you. So when everything, the last week and a half now, like we've been getting in touch with these people, like businesses like I'll give you a good example: Funkenstein Wrestling, going to other shows, sharing other shows, things that we weren't doing. It shows that we care. You know, I mean, we believe in pro wrestling and to be doing the right kind of thing, to where it's not just us, our show, our event, and that's the end of it. No, it's never like that. It should be everybody, because everyone has a different taste in pro wrestling. But if you go out to other companies and say, hey, let me give you a hand, let me do this, let me do that, now you're creating a bond, and now you're creating an environment to where that everyone's on the same page, and there's nothing, you know, behind anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Charlie and I had the privilege of going to this past Saturday night. Went to Dropkick
Dropkick
Depression.
Depression.
You know, we were hanging out with Chad, and we got to see Tara's last match, which was great. You know, good for her. Congratulations for her. You know, to her. And it was great. I got to sit there and BS with Colin West for a little bit. You know, he puts on a great product anyway. Synergy Pro Wrestling. I mean, it's a great product regardless. And you know, we got to hang out with Chad, and you know, again, he January 3rd for him. You know, in Brick. So I mean, we're able to again build that friendships, build that, you know, coexistent type thing, and that's, you know, we're excited about it. It's not like we were just like, all right, well, we have to do because we're in business. No. We're actually happy about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because this is kind of the adventure that you sought out to do originally, right? With the trifecta, and that was men fences, bringing the best talent, and now it looks like you guys have the clear path to really do that. It must be really exciting to know that, you know, there was something in the way of that vision, and now all roads leads to a better way, right?
Let me tell you something. I never downed really the trifecta. It was a great concept, you know.
Yeah.
And in this business, you never say never. You know, never say never. Yeah. I don't know what Chad's future is, what he's doing, or anything like that. But never say never. Listen, to reform it would be a great thing.
Yeah.
And if it didn't happen, it would still be a great thing because it was once there.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
the concept of working together and being nice and chill, that's the thing that really was
different.
Yeah, like I mean, it's a different concept, and the fact that you're following that footsteps where it doesn't have to be just one company.
Person. We can all
we can all work together. Or
when something's cancerous and you get rid of that thing that's cancerous, sheds a new light.
Yeah,
we're at that point.
Honestly,
that's definitely good. I'm definitely happy for you guys. For sure. You guys put together an amazing card.
Thank you.
For Monsoon. You want to go through it? Let's go through it. Let's talk about some of these matches.
Go ahead, I'm ready. Go ahead.
We can make some predictions. Even though you guys been running the company, you know.
Sometimes I don't even know.
But that was gaming out. Don't worry.
There were times. Listen, if I got two veteran wrestlers that I put into a match,
yeah.
You know, I'm not going to turn around and say, well, you know, unless I have a storyline, a reason why I want this one over.
Yeah.
I say, you all figure it out. You let me know. I want to be surprised as much as everybody else.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. What do you want to start with?
Well, we already talked about Steve Mack going up against Shane Douglas, and that's going to be one hell of a matchup. The next match I have on my list here is Anthony Bennett, one of the breakouts of the Cruiserweight Classic, versus Casey Navarro. I mean, like you said, no gimmicks. These guys are going to be high flying. They're going to be fast paced. They're going to put on one hell of a matchup. I'm having a hard time deciding who's going to win this match, even in my own mind.
So are we. I'm being honest with you. Like, there's no
figuring out to. We're gonna go back and flip a coin, and then we'll decide.
At that point, I mean, I'm really gonna have to record it so I can play it back on the slower thing, in slow motion, because I'm not gonna be able to try to keep up with it. But that match, I mean, 5-star quality match.
Oh, for sure, yeah, that's a great match to put together. Two great on the rise talents for sure. Casey, we talked to this guy like a while ago, and like just to see where he's come from then to now is just amazing for him for sure. He's a good kid for sure.
I agree.
He's blessed, and could we potentially see some of his blessed members there with him?
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, they're always looming at CCW, so we'll have to see if they're going to be looming.
I would definitely follow
CCW.
Titan Championship Wrestling on Facebook to find that out.
Definitely, no, for sure.
Cheap plug. Anyway.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Sure, of course.
I would say another one, something I'm excited for because just Eric Corvus himself, he's been getting back into it. He's a great talent. I just love watching him wrestle. Eric Corvus versus gorgeous Anthony Michael right there. that should be a great match right there. What can the fans expect from that one?
Oh man, I've seen gorgeous Anthony Michael wrestle before, and he could truly bring it. He really can. Eric Corvus, like you said, he just coming back, and he ain't missed a beat.
Yeah,
he did not miss a beat. And Eric again, heck of a performer. That match, I mean, I bet you that's two guys that I believe that have worked before, and there's no mercy in that one.
It's honestly true. Like you got a guy like Eric Corvus who's been around. You know, again, he's another New Jersey staple.
Yeah.
You know, great tag teams like the Garden State Gods in his past, and then great opponents like Crowbar and numerous, years of experience in front of these people. It's just uncalled. We don't know what's going to happen in that match. That's something that needs to be watched.
No
too.
idea.
Plus, you guys are just keep delivering on all cylinders because another legend is going to be on hand, and that's ECW legend, the Sandman. I mean, anything could happen when the Sandman comes around, right?
Oh,
someone's going to get hurt.
Needless to say, I'm going to stay far away from the kendo stick.
Yeah, I'm on blood thinner, so I don't get hit with the kendo stick, all right? So,
I love Sandman. He reminds me of an uncle I have.
No, yeah.
He looks just like him, too. So I love Sandman, definitely.
Nice.
See, when the fans come to see the Sandman, you got to think, a lot of times they don't want to see him wrestle. They just want to see what he does best. Hit that music, come to that ring, and drink that beer, and just annihilate somebody with that kendo stick.
Hit Andrew right in the head.
No, don't hit me.
Right, I can't wait to see that one. Another match that for sure can't wait to see: Craig Steele versus Violence. How about that one, though? Craig Deal, he's a big deal, man.
The big deal, Craig Steele, man.
Dude,
what a great
guy.
dude.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
a great guy, in and out.
And that's something you wouldn't expect to see anywhere else. You know that. You got one side, a great talent like the big deal, Craig Steele, Wrestle Pro, anywhere he's done, against a guy who's gone everywhere, the villain Violence. This guy's out of control. So now you have a dude that's larger than life against a guy you cannot hold on to. So this is something, who would win out of this one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a good one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, we just found out Jay George and Anthony Gangone.
That's a great match.
Gangone, if you've been paying attention, he pretty much banished DJ Hyde from CCW. Jay George, reinventing himself over the last couple months since he's come back from Germany. Two guys that couldn't be any more opposite in styles and personality. They're gonna clash. This is like you said, this is a match that you probably wouldn't have seen somewhere else. You wouldn't have seen somewhere else, and now you're gonna get your opportunity to see that in Barnegat, New Jersey.
Yeah, them two are gonna go at it. In fact, I was actually worried if the ring's gonna hold them. Right? I don't think the building's big enough, but those two top independent stars, and that's what they are. They are great wrestlers. That's one of those who is gonna win, and that's the one that fans and everybody else would like to know is who is going to win. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. And another one, when putting companies together, there's always landmarks, there's always moments. For Jay Evans, it's going to be a moment for him because it's going to be his final match. So, for you guys, it's your debut. For him, unfortunately, it's an end for him.
Correct.
Can you just tell us about that and, some things about Jay Evans as well?
Jay Evans. I met Jay Evans, obviously 4 years ago, a lot younger and really green. And I've actually had the privilege, to be honest with you, to watch him grow.
Yeah.
Grow up and grow in this business. And he's done a hell of a job. He really is. Leading up to this tag team of Legendary with him and Jay Cage, they've made a name for themselves as well with that tag team. And Jay Evans has made a name for himself locally.
Yeah.
When they say the hometown boy, that's legit, the hometown boy.
Definitely.
Jay wants to better himself personally, and he's a couple injuries he wants to heal, and I respect that, and he wants to further himself on a personal level, career-wise, and all that, and when he talked to me, and absolutely, I respect that, 100% supportive. The door's always open if you ever want to make a return. He's questionable if he ever does, but if it's there, my door's always open for him.
Awesome.
But to put Legendary in for one last match, I think was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus we're going to see Waylon Cage in action. I mean, how awesome is it that he's one of the guys that you scooped up? Because he was there a long time at the old place, right? So, I mean, a staple there for sure.
He's a staple, all right.
He's a staple, all right.
And it's cool that you acquired him. He'll be in action too, right?
I just don't like him.
You guys
I had
have
enough of him. He was bored. Like, he comes to us one day, hey, I want to wrestle.
Yeah, okay. Go home.
Go home.
No, that's no. Waylon Cage, man, he's a great guy. Me and him have a lot of laughs. I mean, he at one point he was almost a secret partner for $340. That was funny. We're outside, and he's like, "I'm a secret partner. How am I that?" It was just a big joke, and he was like, "What am I gonna do? Book Hogan for $340?" So that joke stuck, and that was really, really, really funny. But Waylon, let me tell you something. If that's one guy you could ever depend on, and,
Sure.
and he's another straight shooter. Whether you like to hear what you guys got to say or not.
He's a definition of putting the work in. He not only he's hitting in the ring and doing anything. He's hitting the road with us, flyering, getting things up together on the road. He does everything that helps us get the word out. Yeah. Anytime there's a flyer on, he's usually the first one that calls. Okay, when is it? Let me meet you guys up. That's another definition of a pro wrestler too, is always putting the work in, not just in the ring, but doing everything else. And that's why we keep a lot of these guys with us.
Right. Well, he's one of them that I've always depended on greatly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We depend on him greatly more now, but I've always depended on James. I've always depended on him. And he's never ever done me wrong. He's never lied to me either. If I I said something or did something stupid, trust me. He'd be the first one to call me and tell me about myself.
And he's a talented wrestler for sure, and I'm glad he'll be in action that night as well. Also, Adrian Santos, he'll be in action.
Adrian, good dude.
Nice dude.
Yeah. So I mean,
humble.
Yeah. So it's gonna be awesome, man, to see some of these people here in action. Mason Martin is gonna be in action.
The Baltimore Beast.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see him versus KTB. Two beasts going at it. How awesome
never
would
know,
that
one
be?
day.
That's interesting, yeah.
The Battle of the Beast right there for sure.
Yeah.
You might have to get double the insurance on that one.
Triple that, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the building is strong too.
It's awesome because we've seen the progression of what your last ventures have been, how you were able to move to that beautiful facility at the Little League Berkeley facility. Are you planning to go back there in the future? Are you planning to just find new places that you haven't tapped before?
Berkeley Little League, March 27th, March 28th. Mm-hmm. March 27th is Goddesses of War. Mm-hmm. That's the highlight. The Goddesses, the all-female show.
And you were asking about the women's division, and that is where the women's division will start. It'll be a completely it's a Friday night event to where the show is completely female talent.
You said March 27th?
It's March 27th.
Friday night, March 27th, yes.
And March 28th is Rise of the Titans.
Rise of the Titans, yep.
Wow.
So it's a good weekend right there, wrestling.
Right in that building.
Can't miss that.
No,
sure.
You can't.
One thing I was excited about, I saw you guys have C Bunny as a referee.
Absolutely, we're
She's
excited.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love C Bunny, man. She's so amazing.
We
great.
are super excited. We got her on everything. C Bunny,
See, awesome.
no. Not just her talent, her personality.
Yeah, she's good.
She's just an incredible lady.
She was a good friend of mine for years. Like, I'd known her before she became a wrestler, and then I helped her direct to go become a wrestler. And then when it came time to book, I asked her, and she told us that, I can only do refereeing now. I don't think anyone want to use me. She says, well, BS, I'll use you as a referee. Why not?
Yeah.
So we made her first. This is actually going to be I think her referee debut will be with us.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think her podcast debut was with us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, she did her first podcast with us.
Yeah.
We told her the same thing. We said, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
First
it.
podcast, first referee, and the debut company. Hey, she's doing
Yeah.
great.
Like, it's crazy,
Steve
right?
Bunny is great.
You know,
Great people.
You can't deny talent, and she definitely
No.
has that for sure.
Definitely.
You know, and we're watching the Macho Man, but he's right. The cream always rises, and Steve Bunny, I'm looking forward to seeing what she does.
Yeah.
Talented backup dancers, talented wrestler for sure, and now talented referee.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's for sure. One thing too. Also, I saw you were looking for, I believe, a ring announcer. Have you guys found a ring announcer yet, or are you guys still?
We've been in talk with a couple of people.
Okay.
A couple of people from that we've used in the past. And,
Okay.
David Adams will, regardless, be there on the 11th.
Got you.
But I'm a firm believer. You have multiple ring announcers. God forbid anything happens.
Yeah.
Things happen in his business, and he has a great opportunity. Of course, he needs to take it. So we want that voice and that sound in Titan. And that's what we're looking for. It's no gimmick. We put it out there. We're just looking for that voice. Whether it's male or female, it doesn't make a difference. Me personally, I would love that Lillian Garcia type look, and to put that over the way she does. And if we end up with a Michael Buffer, I'm cool with that too. It's just we want that. We want that voice that it's marquee and it's synonymous of what we're doing.
Got you for sure, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Lillian's a good pick.
Oh, I mean,
I like
you
that.
want to talk about ring announcers, I mean, we could go, Howard Finkel style, but
Yeah, Howard Finkel's the man too.
but
Oh, man.
He's a JoJo guy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, he likes
Nice.
JoJo.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
Fingers.
Dylan, we got Blackstrom on the show. We got
Yeah.
Killian McMurphy on the
Sure.
show,
Nice.
who's never worked. Well, I never booked him before. So let me tell you something. The conversation with him was great. Definitely professional, good people. I mean, so we're excited, about the whole card.
Yeah, I mean it's always awesome to see a new beginning, a new day for you, and this is one of those ventures that I'm really excited for, and I think the fans are really excited. And I think we're glad to be part of Wrestling IQ 101. Is happy to be part of that venture, and
No, for sure.
and
It was a pleasure.
Definitely.
we talked about the culture and this and that that'll be taking place. I mean, what a better place to do that than right there in Barnegat, New Jersey, right? I mean, a place where you said you had a commitment, you're going to honor that commitment to the town, to the fans, and I mean, what else can this town ask for? You're bringing in two of the biggest names in wrestling, two legends of the ring. Awesome competition for these guys, and an awesome card.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's not even it. I mean, there's going to be that, right? They're going to have a tryout, right? You're going to do that tryout?
No,
No?
I'm not going to do any type of
Okay.
tryouts or anything like that.
No?
I mean, if one ever does come up, I would happy to partake and be involved as as a table. But am I going to do a tryout?
No, but there's going to be two killer shows and the Berkeley Little League show back to back.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody would like to do a tryout and would like to get one going, reach out to me. I got the building for it. Outside of that, no. Will I be? No.
Gotcha.
Didn't really want to do the last one, and
Me and Andrew wanted to join the tag team division. We thought we were going to be able to get in there last minute.
well, over there, you're in.
We're in. You see? Look.
It would have been that quick. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we're in, man.
You're in.
No problem. No problem.
I definitely...
You would have got the brother.
You remember the Nicholas angle in WrestleMania where he teamed up with Braun Strowman,
Yes.
little kid?
From the crowd.
Yeah, I want that angle to team up with Monster Mac and win the tag titles and then retire. Like,
He just wants to stand there. That's what he's
I just
saying.
wanna win a
He doesn't
tag
want to
team.
get in. I just want to
He
stand.
just wants to take the hot tag and lay the pin. Don't lie.
no, I'll
Check that
definitely
pen.
no. I just want to get tag back Mac and win tag team gold and then retire forever.
That's it.
the extent of what I can do. But also, I saw that you guys are going to be at the big event, right? You're going to be at 80s
Yes.
Con. I mean,
That's dope.
what
correct,
a way
yeah.
to get out there, meet the fans, show them what you're going to do. Put, like you said, eye to eye, right? And tell them this is a different place. This is a new place, and and show them why they need to be here.
Absolutely.
And it all starts right on January 11th. It's a new beginning. It's Monsoon, and when you meet these fans, what are you gonna tell them first? I mean, what are you gonna be? Are you gonna bring in somebody? Are you just gonna throw out, hey, come out here with some glowing radiance,
Normally you would walk into the place and you would see me at the front door, and
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be there anymore. And
Neither am I.
neither is Charlie. I mean, we've got places to be, and where we need to be is where we need to be. We have a show to run and we have a show to produce, and then that's what we have to do.
Uh-huh.
You take your eye off the ball and you take your focus off of that. What do you got?
Yeah.
But what I want to say to the fans, thank you for being a part of the beginning. Thank you for being a part of that ground floor of this foundation to hopefully support and stay with us and support and watch this brand grow. We all have dreams. I'd love to be able to. You asked, you plan on just staying and going to other buildings. We have dreams to go into a bigger buildings, and we have goals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe Charlie, myself, and we have a investor with us as well named Tony, and he's a great guy. He really is a good guy. He's got dreams and goals with us, and to build this, we're not going to stop until it happens. But we're going to do it along the way and with good business, not bad business.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it by bullshitting anybody. Excuse my language. I don't need to by BSing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be honest and transparent and have that good name in his business than be a cancer and a BS artist. And that's what I'm known for. Then what's the point of me being here?
Yeah.
That
Try-
makes sense.
We talked about, we alluded to this earlier in the broadcast, but you put amazing sets together. Are you working on something for Barnegat?
For Barnegat, believe it or not, unfortunately, the building is one of our smallest buildings, so there'll be some lighting and some, the actual frame itself. That's what you'll see. But when it comes down to the actual full scale set, I've shared my dreams with Billy, myself. Like I send paperwork, when I take time to design a set, design an idea, I don't just go shopping for, give me a couple Christmas lights, give me a couple extension cords, and let's hope for the best.
No.
But I take time to analyze products, like different lighting things I get in, different so-called pyrotechnic kind of devices I've seen that are actually non-pyrotechnics that actually look like the real things, and say, hey, maybe I could play with these kind of toys and think about how to put them together. But it all starts with me as a piece of paper. On Barnegat, it's going to be one of our small-scale sets. But then when you come to the Little League, you're getting the whole 9-10 yards. The curtain, the lighting, the actual the trons, everything, the fog. It's what we can do in those kind of buildings. We try to incorporate what we can do in a building, and at the same time, just give that same fan experience as well.
Yeah. My curtains or your curtains?
No, your curtains. My curtains.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait. You always do a fantastic job. I remember a couple of years ago, I saw what you did. With Ultimate Dragon's entrance, I was like, "Yo, this is awesome," and it's great.
Believe it or not, I sat down with myself and says, "Okay, we got the Ultimate Dragon. What am I going to do? I can't just give him flashlights. Can't do that." So I just sat down. I picked up these machines, which are called. I believe they're called Fog Fury Jets. They're upright fog machines, and I said, okay, they do multicolor, so give him that green light when he shoots up, and he shoots in, and he's doing that pose. That's like a Kodak moment you're gonna get, you're not gonna see, and then when he drops those hands down, hit it again, like that last exclamation point. And when I did that, I go, Jesus Christ, I'm professional. This shouldn't be like that.
Well, that's definitely great.
Yeah, and it shows for sure, and it's awesome. I mean, let's just talk about some of the talent you have brought in the past, right? I mean, Sid. No one thought you could get Sid, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody thought.
you pulled it off.
We didn't think we were
right.
going to get him.
I mean, you had Ron Simmons. the list goes on and on. The great Khali has been through there.
That was brought in by Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time ago,
Vader.
yeah.
Vader.
Vader.
You know, Tony Atlas, who is by far the coolest dude in the world if you haven't met him.
Yeah, so he's a great dude. Just don't be in the car with him for a long trip. He's a great dude.
Tito.
Yeah, Tito Santana,
Tito
another
Santana.
stable. I mean, Greg the Hammer. I mean, you
Brutus
talk,
Beefcake.
yeah,
Bruce Beefcake was the best. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Buff the stuff.
Buff, yeah.
I mean, you talk about talent. Ultimate Dragon,
that's right.
Sonny Ono. I mean, we were here
Super
last
crazy.
time.
Juventud Guerrero.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer, right? I mean, what a great dude that guy is, for sure. I mean, you could book. I wouldn't mind if you booked him on every show because that's how cool of a dude he is.
Yeah.
Disco Inferno. I mean, you talk about just people, you know, legends that you have brought into these events, and the legends that you plan on bringing in going forward. And some of them are fantasy. Some of them could be reality. I can't wait to see who you bring in. I can't wait to see the competition grow. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for sure. And I think Derek can concur with me on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And,
Definitely. We like seeing people that we like
Yeah.
get ahead.
Thank you.
Billy, you know we love you.
We love you.
For
Listen,
sure.
I love you both. I really do.
Charlie, we will love you too
I'll just be in the
eventually.
corner. I'll just be in the corner back here. Don't worry about it, guys.
No. We got history with Billy. But
I
you
don't
know,
want to know.
we definitely can't wait.
I mean, listen, Charlie and I are excited. I mean,
Yeah.
we'd like to, you know, I think it was December 28th. I think Colin's doing his synergy
Yeah.
on
Yes.
December 28th in
Which
Hillsborough.
we're going to try to get to check
yeah,
out
we'll
too.
try to
We
get
can.
there.
That's
We're
another
going to
good
be
thing.
there January 3rd at Chaz.
Chance, yeah.
At Pro Wrestling After Dark, standalone and brick.
But the
January
one thing that
10th.
we honestly can say is that, you know, we're not going to be one of those promoters say, hey, I'm a promoter of TCW. You know, we want to come to the show. No, me and Billy, honestly, we go to a show. We believe that the money goes to pay for your insurance, to pay for the boat. We buy a ticket.
Yeah, we want to take
We
it.
do not just walk into hey, I'm a promoter. You know, let me sit down and have a free seat. No, I don't believe in that. And neither does Billy. Say, okay, what's your door price? $25. Okay, here's $25 for me. Here's $25 for Billy. We're gonna go check out the show. And some promoters and people at the door looking and go, you guys are from TCW. You guys are promoters. Why are you guys paying tickets? Because we believe that if you're gonna pay a ticket to buy a show, you're helping your show out. You're helping the boys out. You're helping the girls out. You're helping the building out. Your insurance is to keep your blood flowing.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Paying it forward, right?
Yeah.
January 10th, as well as LTW, Lock Target. They're going to be in Bayville Elks.
Yeah.
So they're putting on a heck of a show. So, I mean, we're definitely not... I mean, we're focused on ours for Titan, but we're also focusing on our friends as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you go to these shows, are you also scouting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not... I know he said yes, and that is true, because any promoter is always scouting. You always. But you're not poaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody has loyalty to somebody, you know what I'm saying? You encourage the fact that they're loyal. Listen, if they ain't got nothing going on that day, please give me a call.
Yeah.
I'd love
course,
to book
yeah.
you type thing.
Yeah.
We're not in the business to do that, but of course we're scouting for independent talent. Always.
for
I mean, I'm getting a lot. I can't even begin to tell you how many messages we've been getting. You know,
me both.
and all that. Oh my God! But it's actually really been overwhelming. To the point where I actually have a spiral notebook and I'm writing down names.
Nice.
I kid you not. That's where to the point where it's got.
Yeah, he sends me the pictures of the spiral notebook every day. It looks great. This is oh great. This is like a shopping list. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, like,
unbelievable.
Hey, that's a good
Yeah.
problem to have, man.
It is.
Right?
It is.
That's a good
It's a
problem to
great
have.
problem. 'Cause I
Yeah.
didn't, you know, I didn't really have too much of a problem like that over there, but this one is really good.
You talked about Whalen Cage, right? Being
Yeah.
the first one to show up, being the first one to flyer. You know, are you gonna hold people to that, level of commitment? If they're gonna be part of the roster, they have to, you know, be on time. They're gonna have to flyer or at
There's
least
a
do
way.
a promo.
There's a way to be professional. Professional is professional. For example, you're booked on my show. You're clearly expected to share the event, market the event that you're on, and that's anybody's show. That's not necessarily mine, but that's anybody's. You should put their show over. You should put yourself over. You're marketing yourself. Remember, the more butts you put in the seats, the bigger the show's going to be, the better it gets. You know,
Yeah,
going along.
sure.
If a promoter asks you for a promo, there shouldn't be a 2-3 week wait.
Yeah, true.
You've got, what is a promo? 90 seconds
Yeah.
to put a match over or whatever you're doing over. You're telling me out of 24 hours you don't have that.
Yeah.
So promos should be done. Absolutely. Tell the story of what you're doing, especially if you're in a storyline.
Yeah.
That's a must. I mean, that's how family entertainment. That's people want to know. They want to be kept in the loop. As far as flyering is concerned, the help is needed. Marketing is needed. I've got people that offered, and let me tell you something. There's nobody more blessed than me and Charlie right now, because people have offered that ain't even booked on the 11th looking to flyer for us.
Yeah.
And that's like incredible. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, going way out of their way to do it, it's just like unreal.
But you don't abuse, and you don't shit on, and you don't lie to, and you don't con, and you don't. If they're flying for a legitimate reason to help build, and they know it'll excel them as well as the brand, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But if you work them and you give them a bullshit reason, and it's, and they don't see you doing the work with them, they're not gonna do it for you.
That's true.
They're just not. Because what's the point? If you don't care, I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother ball game. So, I understand the veteran aspect of it. Now, listen, I've been in the business 15 years. I shouldn't have to put up a flyer. Okay, well, I respect that.
Yeah.
But shouldn't you be putting that effort into saying, hey, I'm going to be here. I am going to put a match on. So here's my promo. Let me share it on Twitter.
Yeah,
share it
do
on.
that. Yeah,
Right.
Show that you care. You're not just going to come in, drop your bags, do your match, and go home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, definitely for sure.
It's awesome when you see some of these big name guys. They take some time out of their day to promote their match. They want you to come see them.
Absolutely.
They want
100%.
you.
Yes.
They want you to be a part of their, appearance, right? And they want to meet you. They want you to come out and see their match or see their, hear their words. Sometimes, like we were there one time and we saw Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
And he wrestled. He did a fantastic job. But after the match, he gave this inspiring speech. He had just beaten cancer, and what an awesome thing, because sometimes you don't realize there might be somebody in that crowd dealing with something that he just dealt with, right? And that's inspiring to see, him come out with a champion mentality and not just give up and be like, hey, I'm going to fight this. And these wrestlers, they come out, and sometimes they have some validity to what they're saying, and it's awesome to see that they're giving back, and you get to meet your heroes, and you get to see the stars of tomorrow, and that's what you have here. You have the stars of tomorrow. You have Craig Steele. You have Jay George. You have Anthony Gango. You have Anthony Bennett, Casey Navarro, Violence, Eric Corbus. I mean, they're making their impact today, but don't get me wrong. They're going to be the stars of tomorrow and in years
Absolutely.
to come.
Like
Absolutely.
I've watched several, more than several. Let me rephrase that. I've watched a lot of guys selflessly give back. And you give but the utmost respect of, like, that was about the coolest thing you could ever do, and they did. They gave back. They gave their time. They honored their commitments and all that. And listen, that is a great quality. Yeah. Especially if you do that, So yeah, they are the stars of tomorrow. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a great mixture there. I mean, it's already the first show, and you can see so much of that in this card. Paying tribute to the past, but also looking at the future. And I know, Charlie, you seem very excited. Billy, I'm looking at you.
Believe me.
You are gleaming here. I can't wait to see what happens. This is going to be, you're going to have to mark this down again. Let me give it to you one more time. This is January 11th. It's taking place at the Barnegat American Legion, 232. It's on 499 North Main Street in Barnegat, New Jersey. Mark your calendar. Bell time was what, 6:30?
Doors open.
6:30.
Doors open at 6, bell time's at 7.
Okay, bell time at 7. So yeah, you have
If they want to get tickets, how can they get tickets for this event?
You can go right onto our Facebook. You can go onto Twitter. Twitter has a link right to the Ticket Leap. You can go on Ticket Leap itself and pull up TCW, Titan Championship Wrestling. In fact,
call you.
we should. Yeah, my phone number's on the poster, but we should within tonight or tomorrow, one or the other. Our website actually should be up.
Nice.
Well,
So it's in the process of being built.
Nice. That's awesome.
More than
That's
happy to
good.
share that for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me
Thank
ask you
you.
one other
Please.
question real quick. Why the name Titan?
Yeah.
That's a funny story. So, I'm sitting home. This is when I first decided that, hey, listen, I got a choice: sell everything or go on my own. I said, oh, screw it, I'm gonna go on my own. Believe it or not, the first name that came to mind was like Colossal, Colossus, something grand, something huge, big, right? Something that's catchy.
Yeah.
So I put in I'm on my phone on Google, and I put the thesaurus colossal, and then it brings you all the words that same meaning, right? I see Titanic. I see all this other words for being gigantic, giganti, all these big names. And then I saw something that said Titanic, and then it said Titan, but then I clicked on the Titan thing, and then it brought up this whole Greek mythology thing, and and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Titan Championship Wrestling, so I was kind of standoffish because we know what the other Titan, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, it doesn't make sense because. So now I'm going on a state site, and I'm looking up the name, and I'm like, is his name available?
Yeah.
So yeah, sure enough, I mean, it was available. I was able to get through my the company who creates my incorporations and stuff, and it was available. And I said, you know what, that would be awesome, Titan Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so different.
So gigantic and
Yeah,
different.
so gigantic, right, and
Yeah.
different. And then that's where, Titan Championship Wrestling Entertainment came into play.
You couldn't have kept the old banner, or
No.
or that's something that you
No.
didn't want to keep anyway.
Well, number one, I would have never want to have kept it.
Yeah.
My good memories are my good memories, and that's the way it should say.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, Charlie, we agreed on that. Our bad memories is our bad memories, and those bad memories feels like we have 260 pounds of shit taken off of us.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a blessing. But neither Charlie nor myself were on any of that legalized paperwork, so we weren't. So even though we had stakes and we had involvement naturally, I mean, shit, I co-owned it. That's fine, but I couldn't take that name.
Gotcha.
So and as much as I would have loved to, but I don't know, even without him gone, I don't know if I could have repaired that name.
Yeah. True.
So it made more sense.
But you kind of did though, right? Because you guys went out, the last couple of years, and you mended some fences. I mean, I don't know if they stayed mended.
No,
No,
not a lot of them.
but the ones that you were able to do a lot of that kind of stuff. I felt like for a little bit there, when.
If it wasn't for Charlie,
Uh-huh.
and if it wasn't for me, there would have been none of what was created while we were there.
Yeah.
There would have been none of it. None of it. Zero.
Great.
Because Charlie put his everything into building. And if you go back to the first Mega Slam. I'm not talking about the one with Vader. I'm talking. You know what? Let's go back to Vader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it wasn't for Chad, the value in that look of Jackson wouldn't have been that way. Chad's the one that brought. That's his ring.
Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying? So now, all right. So Chad and Rob split up. Okay, and then what? We were like, oh shit, what we doing for a ring? I had no choice. I buy a ring. I bought a ring. I bought a brand new ring. I bought a brand new trailer. I dropped $14,000.
Yeah.
Then Charlie, makes Mega Slam. This was Mega Slam that we had sit at and all that.
I go to myself and said, I can't see putting a curtain on the door frame for this kind of a building, and they said it's impossible. It's going to look embarrassing. Here we are in this giant building that fits about close to 700 people, and we're going to put a curtain on the door? It's not going to work. So I took the time and investment and studying and learning about set designing again. I've had a history of set designing, but it's like I had to pull back that history stuff I put away on the shelf a long time and redo it again and build up this giant thing, which I transport and I keep. It's my set that I own. And then put it to use and say, okay, this is great. This is what it's supposed to look like. So
Yeah, that's one of the things that keeps you guys distinguished from a lot of companies is that LED board and that big, screen and the curtains. I mean, a lot of companies, they just put up the curtain and some fog lights, but you guys go all out with the LED boards and stuff like that. Everyone has their own little entrance video and stuff like that. I mean, it really is one of those things that diversifies your company.
I appreciate that, Andrew, but the one thing I'm going to tell you is listen, it's not the matter of the lighting, the sound, or anything that, all those are facts. Whatever it is, fog, lighting, lasers, it doesn't mean absolutely nothing if it ain't good in that ring.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is the honest to God truth.
No, for sure. Do you guys eventually plan on broadcasting with all these outlets for media that there are nowadays?
I was looking at it actually tonight.
Awesome.
I saw this
YouTube or something
link.
like that.
Well, yeah, YouTube. You got IWTV.
Yeah.
TV.
Fight.
You got
Fight
Fight.
TV.
You got
which
Fight
I've been in
TV,
contact
everything,
with
Yeah.
So yeah, I have all.
That'd be awesome.
I have all. In fact, it's real cool. We had a little bit of a company meeting just recently, and True Color Cinematography.
Nice.
I invited them there, and he's the one that did the video package and all that for Saverly MS.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's willing and help us with that video and editing and everything else. I mean, that's real critical, especially when you get your product out there. That's real awesome. So like I'm blessed in that aspect,
Yeah, no,
But
that's good.
we plan on doing something like a Titan Talk thing. It's kind of like a little talk show thing, so like a pre-show type thing, so you get you up to speed exactly what's going on, especially for the next
Keeps you in the
show.
loop and everything. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many cool things that you can do that you didn't do before now, and that's one of them. That sounds awesome. I mean, now you don't have an excuse to watch it if you can get it on Fight TV. Now you don't have an excuse to miss Titan Championship Wrestling.
Right.
I mean, and it's awesome, man. I mean, you got my brain thinking. I know the name of the charity is escaping my mind, but the veterans that come back, right? That
Missions of Honor.
Yeah, Mission of Honor,
Mission of Honor,
and the EMT stuff. I mean, you guys really did some good charity work. Is that something that you want to continue going forward?
Yeah, we would still love to do fundraisers. We would still love to do charity work.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie and I have talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just on different terms
Sure.
and different terms and there's different ways of doing it and going about it. Especially over the past couple of weeks, the things that we've learned. So we're kind of holding off on doing them right now until we figure out what is the right way.
Yeah.
But once we figure that out and get through a couple of hurdles that we already have, we'll do them.
It's in the works.
But it's got to be done the right way.
That's right. It's all in the works on the back burner right now. We just have to first worry about getting our first show off the ground first.
Yeah, because those are one things I will always say. I always respected about your company, right? That you always gave back, especially the veterans that would come back, right, and didn't have a final resting place or something like that. I mean, a good charity to really invest in, because everyone deserves a proper, especially our heroes overseas. They're fighting, this, tremendous obstacles, and to come back home and be appreciated by.
We're going to be there, the Barnegat, November 11th. I mean, that same thing. It's Missions of Honor. That's a part of it. There are certain proceeds of the event that does go towards that.
Sure, and that's an awesome thing.
So that's that.
That's a debt
continues.
we can't ever really pay back to our veterans. And of course, you guys can check them out. They're gonna, Titan Championship Wrestling. They're gonna be all over the place. We alluded to it before. They're gonna be a big event, 80s Con. They're going to be, Barnegat, and of course they're going to be back in Bayville on March 27th and March 28th.
Yep.
And other dates to be announced, other talent to be announced, other matches, other great matches. Billy and Charlie, do you have anything else you'd like to tell the fans about TCW?
About TCW, expect to get a different fan experience of what you're used to seeing. Expect a lot of fresh faces and a lot of fresh feel. I mean, for the fans to understand that this is a fresh slate for Charlie and myself.
Oh, yes.
We appreciate the continued support.
Yeah.
We appreciate you still being a part of our family, and we hope with your support and you remaining fans, that you're able to see the brand grow, and you'll be able to see all the new things that'll be coming around, and fresh faces and bigger stars.
Yeah, definitely. And we would definitely like to thank you two for sure for putting your trust in us to get the word out, and to tell our fans about your show on our show, to put that much faith in us, and that relationship we built with you personally.
Absolutely.
And to put that trust into with us.
And every show, anytime. You guys got open invites, you know that.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is greatly appreciated, and we can't wait. I mean, we've been fortunate to see the growth of Synergy. When they had their first show, and we're glad to do it again. This time watching you, Billy and Charlie, and to see where you guys take us on this wild road. And we have our seatbelts on because we're ready.
That's awesome.
Oh, good. There's two of us. I got the airbags ready too.
I'm precious cargo, so we can't get into an accident.
Watch out for those tires.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a whirlwind here. You definitely don't want to miss it, and that is a fantastic organization just blooming here right in front of our eyes. And January 11th, you don't want to miss it. And for us, that has been Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. You can listen to us right here on YouTube. You can type in Wrestling IQ 101 on iTunes, and you'll find our very own banner. Or you can listen to us on the B Plus Player Network, and that goes across all platforms wherever you get your favorite podcast. And Billy and Charlie, it's been a pleasure, and best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much, guys.